Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And so today we are going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about how you, as a firearms dealer, really should embrace technology to help you run your business better. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about point of sale. We're going to talk about compliance. We're even going to touch on e-commerce and digital marketing and how it's more important now than before to really embrace technology and help your business be more competitive. And so we have a whole mix of dealers here today. We have some dealers who are already using our Celerant software. And so those dealers, of course, know who we are. And then we have dealers who are using FastBound who may not know us yet at Celerant. And then we have some dealers who are new to both of us. So some of this, depending on where you sit, might be a little bit repetitive, but we will get to the good stuff because everyone is here to see the product demo, to see the Celerant system, the FastBound system, and how the two connect to help you run more efficiently. So before we jump in, some quick housekeeping items. We are recording this session, and so after this session is complete, we will send the recorded link to everyone who registered. Also, we're going to save some time at the end of the session to go over questions. So all throughout the presentation, there is a questions pane on the webinar platform over there in the corner. You can feel free to enter any question you like. We will take time at the end to answer all of the questions. If we don't get to all of the questions because we simply run out of time, of course, we will address every question at the end via email. And so with that, let's jump in. So some quick introductions. My name is Michelle Salerno, and I head the marketing team here at Celerant. So I work out of our main office, which is in New York. Today I'm working from home, which is in New Jersey. Chris?
Hi there, everyone. My name is Chris Tabone, and I am on the sales team. I work out of my home office in Illinois. Been with the company for a little bit over 8 years. Jameson?
Oh, Jameson, we don't hear you.
Yep, you gotta love that mute button. Sorry about that. Jameson Collins with FastBound. I'm over the sales team, and I'm out of Texas.
Awesome. And so before we jump in, I'm going to first just introduce Celerant to those of you who don't know who we are. So we are a complete retail software provider. We have been in business now for over 23 years. Our main office, as I said, is in New York. That's the office I typically work out of. But we also have an office in Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, and California, and a couple of international offices as well. Across all of our teams, we have about 190 employees, and we have a little over 1,800 retailers using our software. Now, those retailers represent probably over 4,000 storefronts nationwide, and we don't just serve the firearms industry. That said, we have a big footprint in the hunt, camp, fish market, but we also serve a lot of different retail markets, which actually brings tremendous value because we are continuously updating our software, bringing in all sorts of latest innovations and functionality that really helps all different retailers across all markets. We have been a preferred software provider for the NSSF and the NRA for close to about 20 years at this point, and more recently the NASGW and also the Archery Trade Association. So this slide sort of summarizes all that we do. And we really pride ourselves in being a one-stop shop for firearm dealers for your retail technology. So your entire business can be managed in our software, from in-store, online, and even digital marketing. So you see a whole bunch of items there in the circle, but it's basically the system that you need to run your entire gun shop, your point of sale, your inventory, your customers, your memberships, all your reporting and analysis, your compliance. Of course, today we are focusing on our integration with FastBound, and it's a seamless integration so that everything is connected. But we can also, you can use our system to operate your range if you have one. So lane reservations, class and course scheduling, recurring billing, everything you need for your range is included within our software. And e-commerce, we can design, develop, launch your e-commerce site. It's all integrated in a single system, and also mobile shopping apps. So not just e-com, but also launching your own app. Coming soon, we even have a new range app that'll be available. And then we help you even post go live. So Launching your site is really step one, but we have a full team of digital marketing specialists who can help you rank better on Google, help you send more personalized emails, and just help you market better to your customers, thanks to our digital marketing team. Jameson?
Thank you, everyone, for joining today. We appreciate you taking your time to walk through FastBound with Celerant, one of our partners. FastBound focuses on compliance. It's what we started and what we continue to do. And we partner with companies like Celerant to ensure that as you acquire and dispose your firearms, that you guys are doing it correctly. And that when ATF shows up, you're confident and you can hand over your bound book and your 4473s and have a flawless inspection. One of the big things that really makes FastBound a leader in the industry is our compliance guarantee. We work with FFL Guard to ensure that all of our features are compliant and work across the industry for every type of dealer, from the guy who's just getting started to the distributors, to manufacturers, coders, retail shops, and everyone in between. We've got thousands of dealers that are using our platform to acquire, dispose 4473s, generating multiple sales. And we've been in the industry for over 10 years. Another thing that really makes us stand out is our customer service. We've got integrated chat, so our average response time is less than 2 minutes. If you guys have any questions about the software compliance, you can just jump on there and talk to the team. We'll be able to get your response right away so you can get back to your business and making money. We're partnered with FFL Guard. They do our compliance guarantee. They assist us in any compliance questions, and they can also help you guys out if you guys have any needs for compliance questions or protection. We're partnered with 4473 Cloud for digital storage to compliantly store your 4473s. We work with FFL 123 for all your new FFLs. We also work with NSSF and NSAGW. Pass it back to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Jameson. And we're going to show the 4473 as well. Jameson's going to talk through that. That's one of our partners at Celerant as well. So before we get into the product demo for today, we really want to talk about something a little bit different on this slide. And it's no secret that a lot has changed these past couple of years, and it's affected every retail industry across the board, but it's also affected, of course, the firearms industry. People are shopping differently. There has been what we keep calling this digital explosion. So more consumers are shopping online than ever before and using mobile apps and shopping on their phone and doing all sorts of different shopping, different ways. So everybody here today, for the most part, you all are here to talk about or learn about point of sale and compliance and maybe even e-commerce. And so of course, we can help you with that. We want to help you with that. And in some cases, you're already using our software, so we are hopefully helping you with that. And of course, Jameson wants to help with all your compliance needs as well. But at Celerant, we really like to help firearm dealers get to that next level. We're going to help you with all your needs today and help you run your business more efficiently, but we also want to help you just be more competitive and sell more products. So what we're calling phase 2 is really all about that digital marketing strategy. And so a lot of you right now probably are sending out emails, hopefully, but I'm gonna take a guess that you're probably sending out mass emails to your entire customer base. Maybe you're using MailChimp or Constant Contact or whatever you're using. So we also have an email marketing platform that would replace Constant Contact. But what makes it different is the email marketing platform is integrated with your point of sale and your e-commerce. So you can really send personalized messages based on triggers in the software. And when you send personalized emails based on past purchases, customer preferences, you can actually increase the success of those emails by up to 6 times, as opposed to sending out those mass emails to your entire list. And as we keep saying this digital explosion, more and more of your competitors are sending more emails than ever before. So you really have to figure out how can you break through that noise and how can you make your emails more effective? And the answer is personalization. SEO services, for those of you who don't know what that means, that's search engine optimization. And we also offer SEO services, but even if you can get SEO services elsewhere through third parties, or of course we can help you with that as well. But the point is, you have to be continuously updating your website. If you want to rank on page 1 for Google, you can't just launch your site and think you're done. It's actually what you do after the site goes live that's going to determine the success for that website. So ongoing search engine optimization becomes super important so that you can keep up with Google's algorithms. You can be doing everything the way it needs to be done, updating content, maybe incorporating a blog post, updating your metadata, all the SEO services that are needed to really help your site perform well and continue to rank, hopefully, on Google's page 1. Then we talk about what we call phase 3. So in this, we're actually helping you take that business, your business, to the next level. So a lot of you on this call today already have your gun shop, you have your point of sale, you probably have e-commerce, or maybe you're just e-commerce, but you might be considering adding on a mobile shopping app. And you might be thinking, oh, I have very limited time. I'm already running out of time managing my store, managing my web. How can I possibly add on a whole nother shopping channel as in a mobile shopping app? Well, we can launch an app for you. Your app will look just like your website, same branding, same look and feel. We can develop it, design it, launch it for you. And then what's most important though, is when you have your own branded mobile shopping app, you have your customers download that app. And when they do that, you're literally in their pockets. And then you can send them push notifications. And so what we call mobile marketing, you open up an entirely new way to market to your customers. And we talked about email marketing, how it's getting harder and harder to get in their inboxes and break through that noise. Of course, personalization absolutely helps, but opening up a whole new way to market to your customers becomes even more important. So through mobile marketing, you can send push notifications right to their phone, and you don't even have to worry about spam filters or any of that. You can hit them right on their phone, right in their pocket. So lots of different things that you as a gun shop should be doing. And hopefully your current retail software provider can help with some of this. And if they can't, of course, we absolutely can, and we would love to talk more through it to really help you embrace technology. But even if you don't use our Celerant software, I hope that you walk away today just realizing how important it is to embrace technology and really be thinking about all these next steps and how to make your business more successful. So with that, what we are here for today is a product demo, and we're going to look at our Celerant software and our FastBound partner and how the two systems are connected to help you streamline your compliance. So I'm going to walk you through what we're going to look at in just a minute. And of course, Chris and Jameson are going to take us through that demo in just a bit. So first, we're going to look at how in the Celerant software, you can really easily receive products that might come through your back door. At once receiving, you can pull product data from your distributors to help you on the fly add those products to your database really quickly. Now, at Celerant, we integrate with probably close to 25 of the leading distributors in the hunt, camp, fish space. And so there's a lot that we do in terms of distributor integrations. We're not going to show all of it today because we just don't have time for this session. This is just one piece of many ways that we integrate with distributors. We also do things like automated purchase orders. We do online product feeds, pulling product images and descriptions to display on your website. We can do drop ship. All of that is available. But for today, we're going to look at just this one piece. Then we're going to look at how in the Celerant software, you can set pricing rules and you can print tags and you can receive the inventory in your back office software really all in one step. Then we'll flip over to Jameson. We're going to look at how that inventory is then sent over to FastBound without you having to do anything, and that's thanks to the integration. Then Jameson is going to walk us through completing the Form 4473 and creating the customer within the FastBound system. And then we'll run the next background check, and we'll send that data to 4473 Cloud for digital storage. And Jameson will talk more about 4473 Cloud. They are a digital storage company that we're both partnered with. You can save time, you can save money, and you can store everything in the cloud, which is pretty awesome. And then what we'll do is flip back to Chris. We're going to go back into the Celerant software, the point of sale specifically. We're going to recall that 4473, and we're going to complete the transaction. So with that, I'm going to flip it over to Chris. And Chris will kick us off. We are jumping into the Celerant software, specifically the back office software, where we're going to pull the product data from the distributor catalog. So Chris, you should be able to take control.
All right, so my goal here is to show you not only how to bring a product into the system, but of course, sometimes you need to create it first if it hasn't already been brought in. Those two alone can kind of take up some time. And then after I bring it in, it's going to go over to FastBound, and then Jameson is going to show how to do a 4473. And then he's going to send it back to me, and I'm going to close it out at the point of sale. So first thing I'm going to do is let's pretend that you've ordered some items from RSR, and that was a couple days ago, and now the order has showed up at your back door. You're going to do new at once receiving, and then just put in RSR as the vendor, and maybe put in the date, and then you're going to go ahead and scan the product, and if it says item not found, now you're going to have to put the item into the system. So you hit OK, you hit find product, hit search catalog, and now you go RSR, and then now you would just scan that item in this box right here, and then hit next. So now what's happening is a communication is occurring between RSR and Celerant. And what it's going to see is, you can see here, it has the manufacturer's barcode number. So now every time it comes in, you can just scan that. Obviously the brand, the description, and the product number. Over here, we have the A&D info, the model, manufacturer, importer, caliber, gun type, and your last cost. Now, this is the cost that you've negotiated with RSR in this case. So I'm just going to go over here, and now I need to put in the department type and subtype. So I'm going to hit bulk change selected. I'm going to hit department, firearms. I'm going to hit type, new, handguns, and then back office. I'm going to put tag formats, put it as serialized, and if I want to sell this on my website, I just go like this. So now, and imagine that you've done that with like about 10 items. Boom, boom, boom. It takes really no time for you to be able to put all that info in there. Now, I'm going to need to assign the price. So I had bulk change selected, percentage of vendor cost. Let's say it's 23%. We're going to hit exact. I could also set the website price if I wanted to, but I hit save. And then now I have everything is set up. So all I need to do is hit import. And it's going to bounce me back to the PO. Here it is, where I can put in the amount. I put in the cost. I put in the retail, and then the system is going to require that I also give it a serial number that can be scanned or entered manually. I'm just going to use this number, and now I'm going to hit OK, and then now I hit save, and that is now in my database. You can see how the tag looks. It has the product as well as the serial number. And now it's, again, it's updated my database, and it's updating FastBound, which, by the way, is found. You can launch it by going in, staying in the Cumulus software. You just hit FastBound login, and then you just hit authenticate, and then it'll take you there and open in a new tab. So Michelle, if you could switch that over to Jameson, that'd be great.
Yeah, real quick, Chris, can you just show the vendor catalog, the import? I just want to show how all the distributors are listed there. So what Chris showed in his demo here is against the RSR catalog, but as I mentioned earlier, we integrate with, pretty much all the distributors in the industry, and so they're all listed here. And so regardless of who you order from, they're all here. Most all of them are here, and you can do the same process with any of your distributor partners to really quickly and easily pull in their product data to receive those products and add that product to your database. So I want to make sure they understood that.
Great.
All right, so now we will flip back to Jameson, and we will show how the Celerant software automatically sends that data over to the FastBound system through the integration to then complete the 4473 on Jameson's side.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for walking us through how to acquire with inside of Celerant and push that acquisition or receiving your purchase order over to FastBound. Once you've done that, just to kind of show you guys, everyone that's either using a paper bound book or other solution, how simple it is. There's the Glock that Chris just received in and it pushed over. It put all of RSR's information into the software. One thing that FastBound offers is we are pull the information from EasyCheck every night through our database called FFL Scope. So we're constantly updating all FFLs, and we share that information through the integration of Celerant to ensure that you guys are always requiring from the correct FFL. So every 3 years, we are giving you that information to update that FFL number. If they go out of business, the system is going to flag you and let you know that, hey, this is no longer a valid FFL, so you can figure out if they moved or if they went out of business. But I just wanted to show you right here, this is what the bound book looks like. Here's the firearm that Chris received in. So I'm going to grab that serial. I'm going to come up here and show you the dashboard. When you first log into FastBound, you're able to see how many items you've acquired and disposed in the last 30 days. I always like to point this number out as well. It shows you how many items that you currently have in your inventory. So I talk to a lot of dealers when they're getting ready to switch or thinking about coming over from paper, and it's how many guns do you have? I'm not quite sure, maybe a couple hundred. Because they don't want to have to flip back through the 10 different bound books they have with all of the different open items. So we make it easy for you to see exactly how many items you have inside of your inventory. We'll also show you how many you've acquired over the lifetime of your account, and then how many you've disposed, and some additional information. We have a ton of tools built into FastBound that I'll cover real quick, but one of the important things to help you get started is our walkthrough tours. So you're able to walk through and learn the system. You'll get these walkthrough tours, and you'll get to know Jared really well because he pops up on each screen and guides you through FastBound, explains what everything is. If you're like me, you probably just click the X and close it, but you can always come back down here and turn it back on. We also have integrated support, so you can jump on here, you can watch our training videos, you can send us a message as it shows right there. It's under 2 minutes. So we've got a team that's standby to help you guys out and make sure you can get back to doing what you want to do. So now, once the firearms have been acquired and they're in your bound book, individual comes in to purchase that firearm, I'm going to walk through the 4473 process. So to start the process, you're going to come to Start New 4473. And then the first thing you have to do is you have to enter in that serial number in section A. So I'm going to search for it. Once I search for it, I'm going to check the box. We have you confirm that all the ATF information that was originally acquired is correct. And so once I've done that, everything looks good. If I need to change it, you can go back and change it. Both Celerant and FastBound listen to each other. So if you make an edit in FastBound, it will push back to Celerant, vice versa. If you make it in Celerant, it pushes that edit back to us. And we are compliant to the aspect that we will record a note inside of your bound book showing the ATF that this user on this date changed this to this. So now that I've added this firearm to section A, if it's a pawn or private party, I want to check those boxes. And now I'm going to lock it for the buyer. When I lock it for the buyer, it holds this firearm for this 4473, and we generate a 3-digit PIN that you can give to the buyer. One of the great things about FastBound is we give you a URL, so it's just a website link that you can put on as many devices as you want. So you can have 20 stations set up going at once. If you get busy, you can bring in more. You can also print out this QR code, which will allow buyers to scan it, and they can fill this out on their cell phone, as long as they're on site or in your parking lot. So I'm going to go ahead and open the form, say your name right there, and then the buyer will enter in the PIN and hit go, and it pulls up the 4473. So we show them section A, so they can see the firearm that they're purchasing. They can do it in English or Spanish, and then it shows them section B, and they're able to go through and fill it out. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. So Sorry, I had auto cap on. Ira Heather Maddox is going to purchase this firearm. As the buyer goes through and fills it out, FastBound is going to make sure they fill out it correctly. So if I want to make a common mistake and let's say I put USA, it's going to give me an error, as USA is not a valid county. If they put United States, it's going to flag that and let you know it's not correct. If they leave a field blank that is required, the system is going to jump out and say, hey, you've got to answer this. Ira is on the skinny side. If they are trying to purchase a pistol and they're under 21, it's going to flag them and let them know that they are not of age to purchase a pistol. So I'm going to put that in there just so you guys can see that error message that it pops out. So I'm going to leave this blank. As I go through and answer any of these questions, once again, if they don't answer it, it's going to flag them, let them know you have to answer it. But most importantly, if they answer a question that automatically disqualifies them, it allows them to submit it, but it's a hard stop for you guys. So when you go to process this form, it's not going to let you accidentally sell to somebody that's a fugitive. At that point, you'll have to let them know, I'm sorry, I can't sell to you. And if you make the decision that you do want to sell to them, you'll have to void the form and have them create a new one answering it correctly without coaching them. So as this Ira is a US citizen, we don't even allow them to check this box, so you don't have to worry about putting the no on there. So once Ira believes they've answered everything correctly, they're going to hit continue, and it's going to let them know, hang on, here are all the errors that you have to fix. So I'm going to go ahead, as USA is not a valid county, fix that. I'm going to enter in the correct date. So if they try putting in today's date, that's also going to flag them and let them know that they cannot purchase a firearm. So once I've gone through and answered everything correctly, we have one more chance to look at it and make sure that everything's correct. Once they've done that, they're able to check the box. They digitally sign it. You can use touch screens, those work great. Topaz signature pads if you're using a PC, those work as well. This has to be today's date, so if I try putting in the wrong date, it's going to flag it and let me know it's not a valid date. Then they certify and submit it. They'll hand over their ID, and then you will go through and start processing that 4473. So I just hit refresh. Ira shows up now, so I'm going to click this. First thing you always have to do is create a contact. This area right here is going to tell me the next steps that I need to complete before I can proceed with this transaction. So I'm going to search Ira and see if they exist. Ira's already purchased a firearm from me, so I'm going to grab this contact. If not, I create a contact using the information that Ira filled out on the 4473. Once I've done that, I've gone ahead and entered that information. Now we open up section C. So I can scroll down here. I can view section B, verify that everything on the ID is correct. Then I'm going to come down here, put in the ID information, my expiration date. If it's expired, it'll give me a warning, let me know. And then I'm going to come back up here and see right here, it says question 26A is required. Once I hit save, that's going to disappear. And then I'm going to run my NICS check. So you simply just have to click NICS, and it will take you to NICS, and you'll be able to log in. We also have browser extensions that will help with Colorado, California, and we're within the next few weeks going to release a new tool to help with all of the other point of contact states. So if you have questions about that, just reach out and let us know. I'm going to log into a test account real quick to show you how the NICS browser extension works. So once you're ready to go through and process it, you click NICS. Once you get to this login screen, you have to answer this question. And once you answer the first question, if you have the browser extension enabled, you're able to come in here and just hit fill. We're going to grab all that information from the 4473 and we're going to paste it in here for you. And then you're going to hit continue. You're going to go to the next one, hit fill. Same thing. You're going to go all the way through until you submit it. Once you submit it, you're going to capture your NTN and come back to FastBound. Scroll down here, question 27, put in your date and then paste in your NTN number. Hopefully you have proceed, so then you're able to proceed. If you're in the great state of Texas, you're able to take the firearm with you right away. If there's a delay, you want to make sure that you save this information, and then when the buyer comes back in, the system is going to require that you have them recertified. If you're doing an NFA transaction, you'll come down here to question 28, check the box. Or if you're in a state that accepts a concealed carry as a NICS exemption, you're able to come down here, check that box, and put in all that permit information. If you have to add any additional information to the 4473 for your notes, you can come down here to question 32. And then when you're ready to complete the transfer, you simply just come down here, type in your name, check the box, digitally sign it, put in the transfer date, and hit save. So now that I'm ready to go, I always like to show you right here is if you forgot to put in your date right here, the system's going to catch that and say, wait a minute, we can't go forward or complete this transaction because you're missing the date. So I'm going to come back down here, check that box, I'm going to save it, and now it's going to say, okay, now I'm ready to proceed. This account is set up to require a TTSN, so I'm going to generate that TTSN. That's the transfer transaction serial number that goes on the top right of the 4473. So I've generated that, and now I'm going to go ahead and preview the 4473. Your account's either going to say either print if you're going to continue to print the 4473s, but if you have 4473 cloud enabled to do digital storage, this will say preview. I'm going to confirm it's one gun, not a pawn private party, and this is the correct FFL. Then we generate the form. If you sign up for 4473 cloud, once you sign up for their services, you do have to notify the ATF that you're going to be doing digital storage and continue to print for 60 days. So if you're within your 60 days, we give you the opportunity to view the form and hit print, but we can also save it to 4473 cloud for you. So once you hit send, that way all your documents are there. You'll just have to keep that anything that's printed for 3 years before you can not save it, as long as it's digitally stored. So once I've come in here, they've acknowledged they've received it. So now I'm ready to complete the 4473. At my response date, I create a pending disposition. I pull over the TTSN. OTSN is the NICS number, so we record that and make that part of that disposition record. And as far as going through and doing a 4473, this is sitting as a pending disposition. You can go back to Celerant and you can pull up the pending disposition, create a sales order, and take your payment for it. I'm going to jump into 4473 cloud real quick so you guys can see what that looks like as far as digitally storing the 4473. Let's see, I'm going to go in here. So it's automatically linked to 4473 cloud. You can click on that individual's name, pulls up the form. I can view it, I can edit it. All of your documents are stored, and you can go through and you can count them, you can flag them. If you find an error, you can flag it as red and then assign it to somebody else to come back and inspect it. When ATF does show up to do an audit, you are able to set up an audit mode where they have temporary access to your 4473s during your business hours, so they can go through and do their inspection. And when the inspection is over, you turn off the access for them. So pretty simple process. Does a great job storing your 4473s. And the biggest thing is once you start digitally storing it, you stop having boxes of 4473s laying around and taking up space in your store.
You can eliminate all that paper.
And you don't have to print the 7th page that has the Paper Reduction Act on it. So I will pass it back to you so you can complete that transaction, Chris.
So now that all the 4473 part is complete, now all we need to do is cash out the customer. So over here, you'll see a button that's called Recall 4473. Select it. And then now just put in the customer's first name and their last name and hit search. And here's the gun that we're going to use. We hit recall 4473, select the serial number, hit confirm. Here it is, and it has the serial number. And of course, here's the customer. Now, if this was a brand new customer, you would need to enter their driver's license and their driver's license number and expiration date, which would just be simple as hitting view customer and then going to that part of the customer record. However, since in this case Ira's already been in the system, all we need to do at this point is click on order info and put in maybe today's time, which is 1:32, and then the approval is going to be FB for FastBound. We put in today's date, hit OK, hit pay, cash, and finish, and then the transaction is complete. Now, if you have a waiting period, if you're from a state that has a waiting period, what we would do is put that on into the layaway in Cumulus or Stratus. All right. So Michelle, if you could take it back.
So that was our product demo for today. And as I said, this was just a small piece of what our system is capable of. This is specifically showing how we tie together with FastBound. So if you're interested in seeing a more detailed product demo, either on Jamison's side or of course the Celerant side, we can absolutely schedule that for you one-on-one. And of course, take you through the e-commerce and all the distributor integrations and just everything else that we offer. And so at this point, though, we are going to flip it over to some questions. I do see that there are some questions already entered here in the question pane. Wow, we have a lot of questions, actually. So we have some time, which is good because we have a ton of questions. So if you have any other questions, anyone, just please drop it in there and we will answer as many as we can. I'm going to get us started here with the first question, which is, what is the cost to use the FastBound integration from the Celerant software? So Chris, I'll let you take that one.
So we actually don't charge for, Celerant does not charge you for the integration to FastBound, and likewise, FastBound does not charge you for the integration into Celerant. So the idea here is saying, hey, if you're going to be able to have this integration, we're not going to charge you for it. And that goes if you're brand new, if you're moving from Celerant's existing A&D book over to FastBound. Again, there's also no charge for that. There is some labor that it does take on our end, but we don't charge you for it. So regardless if you're new or existing, you want to adopt FastBound, there are no charges for that to happen.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. And this is from Bethany. So does the browser extension work the same way, enters customer information from 4473 for California background check as well, or does it just open California state background check window?
So it will enter the information that we have captured from the 4473 or the bound book into Dross. I believe there's a couple questions in California that are not captured there, so you have to go and answer those manually.
Okay. And then a question from Stuart, would this replace my current software like ShipStation? So I can take that one. So at Celerant, we have an integration to Ship Engine, which is for your order fulfillment, for shipping. So this would not replace that. This is actually the software to connect the Celerant software to FastBound for your compliance, for 4473 and selling of the firearms. So your Ship Engine integration that you have would still remain intact, and you would need that for doing your order fulfillment with your shippers, with your carriers. Okay, another question here from Hala. Does it allow you to set a minimum price something can be sold? I would assume that means when you were Chris setting up your price.
Yeah, there's a in the system that won't allow you to go in cost. It won't allow you to So, you can assign the price of the item plus based off of a percentage that you want to cost, mainly off of the. Don't know if that answers your question. Thing you can make it, but make it. You're not going to sell it for cost.
Yeah, Chris,
I should also say that if
audio.
your employee changes the price, they can do that. Audio's bad.
Yeah, your audio keeps cutting in and out, but I think what you're trying to say
So,
is
yes.
Through the distributor integrations, though, you can we do allow you to set it so that it can't go below a MAP pricing, and also you can set pricing rules, so you can do a percentage over your cost or a dollar amount over, all different types of rules you can set, and it's all just preset logic that you would just pick the rule and then tell the rule what logic you want it to apply. So hopefully, Chris, that was kind of what you were trying to say there.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So another question from Hala as well. Does it pull the importer also?
Does it what?
Does it pull the importer also? I'm assuming that means on the catalog import. The importer. So this is we're pulling the distributor integration. So all of the product data that the distributor gives us is what we'll be pulling. So it'll vary by distributor, but we're going to be pulling into your Celerant software the data that each distributor provides at the product level. So Ryan has a question here. Is FastBound able to fully integrate with Command, or is this more so only for Stratus? So I can also answer that one. So this integration is actually within Stratus or also Cumulus. So for those of you who are not yet a Celerant client, the reason why this question is being asked is we have Command Retail, which is the newer version of Command is called Stratus Enterprise. So any of our new dealers would be purchasing either Cumulus if you're a smaller gun shop, or Stratus Enterprise if you're a larger merchant. But some of our existing customers who've been with us for a long time are still using the Command platform. And so this integration is with Stratus. So that said, you don't have to bring your entire business live on Stratus. Command and Stratus do work as a hybrid system. So you can absolutely start testing out Stratus, incorporating certain integrations with Stratus. But for this integration, you would specifically need to be using Stratus point of sale and have that connection so that it all works with the FastBound integration. All right, next question. Does the browser extension, well, that question we already did. Give me 1 second. Okay, will this work for parts inventory non-serialized? Example, as a manufacturer, if I pull a barrel off the shelf and use it in a firearm build, will it adjust inventory and track cost?
So this is actually a newer feature to our system. All it's going to pull over, though, is just the piece that has the serial number on, and then through the process, and we'll show you in a separate demo, because obviously you're a manufacturer. We'll show you how it will sell, how it'll update FastBound rather when you sell it. Now on the Celerant side, you're going to be tracking the parts. So let's say you have 5 different parts to make up in the hours, then track all those.
Okay.
And on the Celerant side, the serial.
Yeah, Chris's audio is cutting out again. But what Chris is saying is we do have a brand new feature within our Celerant software to support type 7 FFLs for manufacturing. And so we support that now within our platform. Again, that's within Stratus or Cumulus. But then we also support this integration now within FastBound as well. So we can absolutely schedule a separate demo offline to walk you through that and show you how that works. And of course, through the FastBound integration as well. Another question here, also Utah BCI will soon be integrated. Is that a question, I think, for Jameson?
Yes, so we are updating our browser tool that will allow us to handle States like Utah, it'll be similar to the NICS, where we're populating the information from the 4473, but we are in final stages of testing that tool, and then we'll start rolling it out here in the next few weeks.
Right. All right, next question. Does Celerant or FastBound offer a roadmap for moving from paper 4473 to digital integration with Signature's Cloud 4473? So Jameson, can you talk through the process there for what that looks like for clients who are looking to make that transition to digital storage with Cloud 4473?
Absolutely. If you're using FastBound right now, it's really simple. You simply just go to 4473 Cloud. We can give you a sign up link. You go sign up for your account. They'll send you an email. You create your user, and then inside of FastBound, you just click on the little silhouette on the top right corner, and you go to your billing. And once you go to your billing, you'll see your account, and you just turn on the 4473 Cloud integration. After you turn that integration on, you'll see the button, and every time you do a 4473, you'll have to send it to 4473 Cloud for the digital storage.
Got it. And we also are partnered with 4473 Cloud, but in order to support that, you would need to be using the FastBound integration specifically with Celerant in order to do the digital storage there. All right, so next question, what are the benefits of using FastBound A&D over Cumulus, which has a built-in A&D? So that's a good question, and I will let Jameson answer that and Chris, but first I will say that we offer, for those of you who don't know, we do offer an A&D book within our software, electronic A&D, but we have retailers who, much prefer to use the FastBound integration, and so we don't like to force any of our dealers to have only one option. We like to provide options. So we have retailers who use our bound book. We have retailers, lots of retailers who prefer to use the FastBound bound book, and it's up to you. And as Chris said, we don't charge for the integration. So if you prefer to use the FastBound integration, it's a free value add that we offer you, and then you can work through FastBound on their side as well. So Jameson, if you want to answer just some of the differences between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. FastBound's bound book, we're constantly updating and ensuring that we're meeting all new updates and rulings by the ATF. So you're always guaranteed to have a compliant, updated bound book. Within that, we're also tracking the FFLs that you're entering in to ensure that they're valid. You're getting your multiple sales, tracking that. So if you dispose to an individual within 5 business days, we're going to capture that and let you know that, hey, this is a multiple sale. And if you're using the electronic 4473s, we fill it out for you. And then we actually transmit it to the ATF in your Clio and then track that to ensure they received it. On top of that, we have a ton of other tools. We back it up every day. So you have a local copy. You can generate it throughout the day. You get access to our support team for compliance questions. And then, you get access to the electronic 4473. Making it a lot easier to go through and process on both the buyer side and the dealer side.
Awesome. Thank you, Jameson. All right, so we have Mark asking, so he's in New Jersey and has been a Celerant client for years. And a couple of years ago, they did try to do the FastBound integration, but because they're in New Jersey, every gun sale is basically a layaway due to the NICS check. And the question is, has FastBound made any progress on the integration for this process to allow it to work better when there is a layaway transaction?
So I can grab it, and that's something that Celerant has added on to the latest version. So talk to your salesperson. And confirm that whatever version you're on of Celerant or of Stratus or Cumulus, and you'll be able to achieve what you're looking for with the latest version. It's been a common question.
And that's the latest version that we have available now, correct, Chris? Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
All right, next question. These questions keep rolling in. I love it. Well, that one we did. How can you kit parts for custom sales items? And this is a question from Linda.
It'd be a Celerant question.
Yeah, Chris, this is more for on our side.
Can you repeat, please?
Yep. How can you kit parts for custom sales items?
So I think, again, that's a newer feature that is released, or I think it was released in March. Anyway, we have a method of doing that. It's basically kind of like if you use kits in Stratus or Cumulus, it's similar to that. The only difference is it's tracked from the serial number. So again, have your, we'll be able to show that, whether it's your salesperson or if we do another one of these, we'll show how that would work.
Okay. And then Sean, I see your comment here. Yes, I would like more information on the Type 7 manufacturing features. So we will connect for sure offline. Absolutely. And then Stuart, I see your second response here. Spark shipping is what I meant, where I pull items from vendor product into my web commerce. So I'm not exactly sure what Spark shipping is, but if it's pulling vendor products into your website, then yes, we would be replacing that process potentially, because when you launch a new Celerant e-commerce site, we have integrations to all of the top distributors. So I mentioned earlier about 25 different distributors. The type of integration we have with each distributor varies based on the distributor, but I'm going to give a web page in just another slide where you can visit and you can download our list of distributor integrations. So you can see who those all are, whether it's RSR like Chris showed, or Lipsy's or Sport South or Xander's or whoever they might be, and then what type of integration we offer with each vendor, whether it's the catalog import, which is what Chris was demoing, or it's electronic ordering, automated ordering, sending automated POs to your distributor for store replenishment. And then we also offer the online product feed, which is what I think you're talking about, where we can pull from the distributor product images, product descriptions, available quantity on hand. The frequency will vary based on the distributor, based on how fast they can send us that data. We'll take it as fast as we can get it to update the website. And then we also enable drop ship. But again, the distributor has to support drop ship. So on the web page I'm going to show in just a second, you can download that list of distributors and see what we have with who. And that should hopefully answer your question. Okay, Zachary is asking, will MIRCS be integrated for Massachusetts dealers? So that's for you, Jameson.
We should be able to do the browser extension overlay like the other states. So I'm not sure if that is on our list, but if it's similar to the other states, that we should be including that one as well.
Okay. And Stuart, I see I'm very interested in a private convo, so we will absolutely set that up afterward. Thank you. And then Hala said, I think they answered the question already, but it broke up on my end. Again, sorry, we're having some connection issues on Chris's side, so I really apologize. But can you run background through Florida firearms purchase programs? That was the question that he did not yet get answered.
So that would be for the FDLE. Right now we give you the information on a drop down, but in our new release for the browser extension, it will populate FDLE for you.
Awesome. All right, good. Well, there are a few more questions, but I want to be mindful of time, and it has been now the hour has passed. Questions still keep coming in. We will get to all of your questions via email. This session again was recorded, so we will send everybody the recorded link. And I want to end on this page. That's the web link I was referring to, celerant.com/fastbound-promo. On that web page, you can watch a 10-minute demo if you want to see more of the Celerant system. That's available on the page. You can also view pricing, bundles, and of course that distributor list that I was referring to is on that page as well. And of course, if you need to reach us at Celerant, you can email me at msalerno@celerant.com. And FastBound, your email, Jameson, is it sales@FastBound or?
Yep.
Sales@fastbound.com. So with that, I thank you all for joining. We went a little bit over, apologies there, but great session. And we hope to talk to many more of you soon. And we can schedule that one-on-one session for anyone who needs it. Thanks so much. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jameson. Have a great day, all.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.